is a Cosmic Octave original podcast.
Me and Jake running down the street with a handful of comic books, kicking ass and banging chicks and drinking booze
No, not
and
me.
smoking
Not
weed.
me. I'm married.
Yeah, well,
I'm married.
Jake.
Can't do that.
Yeah. Off panel, off topic with Jake and Tyler.
What is going on? It is 185. What did I say? Like Borat.
It's 185 degrees outside? No, it's 185 degrees in your pants.
Because we're episode 185.
I'm Tyler.
I was doing a morning zoo there. This is off panel, off topic. I'm Jake.
Are we doing Morning Zoo? Up next, we're going to have a visit from Mr. Green Jeans. Sorry.
Mr. Green Jeans with traffic and the fives.
Mr. Green Jeans has his name because his... Yeah.
Stick around.
That would be the bumper to commercial.
Stick around.
Stick around.
Fuck.
If we actually had sponsors. Any Hoosiers.
We have a special guest. Hey, I'm Mel Gibson.
Oh, God.
Yeah. I told him.
Are we going to talk about Mel Gibson?
I think we can just reaffirm that he's a piece of shit and then move on. And let the audience do their own research.
So I didn't watch the full 3-hour clips. Or full
oh, he was on
3-hour
Fox News too.
pod with Joe Rogan.
So the conspiracy theory is that he's there. It's like cattle. Cattle drivers with the wildfires. Is that the one you were talking about? Does he have a different one? Because I want to hear this other one.
Well, not that one. But he does. Well, when he was doing Joe Rogan,
Really?
just plowing him, intellectually, he was saying that
Talk about a mind
where
fuck.
he lived, like his house. I'm pretty sure his house burned up or something, and he talked about the conspiracy theories. I think like the day after he recorded with Rogan. But when he was with Rogan, I'm not gonna. I was like trying to think of clips to talk about it because it was some really unhinged shit.
Gross.
But a lot of it was like religious stuff.
Of course, because he's a
religious nut.
He's a Holocaust. Just like
Dad's
his
a Holocaust denier. He claimed that he like doesn't like the new pope and was bitching about like him bringing in this other religious figure, and they did like a prayer with him that's like that's sacrilege and whatever, all other shit. I was like, I don't care about religious shit. I don't care.
Y'all need to take a deep fucking breath.
I don't give
Shut the fuck up.
because I had this discussion. I don't give a shit where I came from. I just care about where I'm at right now.
Yeah, and how can I make sure that my community is strong? And I can tell you that by demonizing people who don't look like me is not a good way to make your community strong. America right now.
Anyway, but the thing that like drove me crazy, is
Besides the rampant stupidity everywhere in the streets right now.
Well, this just shows you like let's just stop pretending that Joe Rogan isn't a Fox News pipeline at this point.
Yeah.
But he talks about there was a clip that I was thinking about getting. I don't really care anymore because the clips are all over the place. But the one that drove me crazy is he was talking about ivermectin and all this other shit that he claims.
Joe Rogan?
Mel Gibson.
Oh.
He's like, I got a story. All right, I got 3 friends. They all had cancer. And this is no shit how he says it. Like, he's like rocking in his chair and being real fucking wide-eyed and weird. And he's talking. He's like, I had 3 friends that had cancer. And now they don't have it anymore. I will play this because it's just a short clip.
Sure.
But I was going to get more.
And then we'll move on.
The part that drove me insane, there's a whole segment where they talk about how why isn't Anthony Fauci in jail, citing RFK Jr.'s book as a reason to be so mad at him because they claim...
The guy who brought us to bring back fucking beef tallow for fries, you fucking psycho.
Because the right-wingers now are trying to accuse him of being the one that pushes this drug that caused more people to die during the HIV/AIDS epidemic, which has already been debunked and provable. I'm not going to talk about that because it's fucking stupid.
Anyway, yeah.
Hey, Joe. Hey,
So
Mel.
your
If you're citing RFK Jr. for anything, you're a dumb fuck.
Yeah, this is a guy who tans his own balls.
The man admitted to having fucking brain worms.
Yeah.
And based on his history and his weird shit with killing animals, I absolutely believe he has 100,000 different parasites.
He's eating something raw in the safari.
You don't talk like that and have a throat that sounds like that without being some sort of... I feel like the parasites are operating him as a puppet. That's why he's so anti-vaccine,
like an Aqua Teen Hunger Force?
Dude.
Okay.
3 friends. All 3 of them had stage 4 cancer. All 3 of them don't have cancer right now at all. And they had some serious stuff going on.
And what did they take?
Jesus. They took some, what you've heard they've taken.
Ivermectin.
Fenbendazole.
Fenbendazole. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm hearing that a lot.
They drank hydrochloride something or other.
There's studies on that now.
Something or other?
People drinking
smart.
and stuff like
yeah, methylene blue, which was a fabric dye.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a textile dye. And now they find out it has profound effects on your mitochondria.
Yep.
You are a fucking moron.
Yeah.
Dye is textile dye. That's industrial shit,
There's a lot
bro.
of stuff that does work, which is very strange.
I hope you all drink
because,
textile dye, you fucking
again,
morons.
it's profit.
Also,
Turn that shit off. I don't want to fucking give that fucker
Hold
a platform.
on.
Textile dye?
Hold on. The thing with
You
ivermectin...
guys know what kills cancer is molten metal down your throat. That'll get rid of your cancer right good. It'll also get rid of you.
Nobody is
Fucking.
hold
why
on.
can't he
Time
say?
out. Listen. No
Why
one...
did you do that to me?
Because I need you to focus.
No.
Because...
Anyway.
Because... Well, no one on ivermectin, like... Yes, it's prescribed sometimes, and yes, but the reason they don't think it could be used as a COVID medicine, or why they don't promote it or talk about it, because the animal trials are not effective because the rats kept dying. So they put so much into this rat that it would die. So that's how they're testing it, and they're saying that like there's so much amount of the ivermectin that you'd have to take to successfully or properly fight
And
COVID.
it would kill you.
It could kill you. So you're not. That's why they're saying do the vaccine. It won't kill you like this will. And there's a. I know how some people feel about David Pakman, but David Pakman does a great video covering this. Go check it out. He explains the dye one. I don't have time.
Smooth.
I don't know why I'm pointing like there's a camera.
Are you pointing towards the next segment?
But I just want to point. No, I just want to talk about how cancel culture isn't fucking real.
No, it's not.
Because you remember what he first got canceled for?
Roseanne Barr's on tour, dude.
But you remember
Cancel culture.
But this is what I'm saying. Mel Gibson said something that I will never forget because I was like, that's
and we
incredibly
don't need to
insane.
repeat it. You can
No.
look it up.
I will, in a sense of this. He called a group of people a pack of. And when you say a pack, you're immediately calling them less than human. And I'm sorry, you can say you're drunk, but if you say that he was drunk, he's just saying what he was thinking
I'll
sober,
take over
and he
right
won't
here.
say it out
I'll
loud.
take- I'll take
you know what I
over
mean?
right here. Yeah.
Because his dad's a fucking Holocaust denier. I want to drive that home as
But
well.
I'll take it from here because as an alcoholic, I can't tell you how many times I wanted to blame the alcohol.
Right.
And how many times I wanted to say, well, I was drunk. Until enough people started calling me on my shit where I was forced to look at it and say, look, all of those things that I say or do, they're inside of me. The alcohol doesn't contain jealousy and anger and regret. And you put it in your brain and you're like, oh, wow, cool. God damn it, alcohol again. No, that's already in you. What alcohol does is it goes, hey, you see all these doors that are locked up that you don't want to get into? We're going to fucking blast those fuckers open. Get ready, motherfucker.
Say whatever you want.
Whatever you want. Exactly.
Yeah.
So you cannot, and Roseanne Barr used the same bullshit. I took Quaaludes or whatever the fuck. Whatever.
Yeah.
That shit's still in your head. And it's okay to admit that, you know what, maybe I feel these things and I'm really, really sorry. I would respect that a hell of a lot more than, oh, you know what, I was drunk. Well, my respect for you is gone because you think it's okay to blame something other than yourself and to take responsibility. You're unable to take responsibility for your own actions. That's what 3-year-olds do. And we're adults, motherfucker.
And here's another thing on top of that. I'm not saying it's impossible to have 3 friends that have cancer, but it's an odd choice. And then, okay, if we're going to use anecdotes, fuck you, first of all. Secondly, if we're going to do that, if we're going to go down that road logically.
I need more than they had some serious stuff going on.
Right. The reason I say fuck you is like, no. You have to talk about hard data and numbers and proof if you're going to talk about medicine that, again, taking too much
or
of
else you're
could
fucking
potentially
Dr.
kill
fucking
you.
Phil, asshole. All right? And Dr. Phil is not a fucking
Dr. Phil is a piece of shit, too.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit. He's going to be the fucking Surgeon General, isn't he?
Anyway, my point is, with all,
are we doing tinfoil radio again? What the fuck is going on here? Let's get to the next segment.
No, stop. Let me fucking finish my thought. Christ. No, what the reason I wanted to talk about it, and the reason I felt like we had to, is that simple thing of like, okay, give me their names, Mel. Because if you're gonna, no, you can't say, well, I'm gonna protect their fucking identity. No. If you're going to name them to make a political point on a podcast to millions of people, name them, prove it. Because you can't just go on something and say, I had 3 friends that had cancer, and then they took this horse medicine, and now they're not sick anymore. They don't have any cancer anymore. What are you talking? What? Why have I never, ever heard of ivermectin as a cancer cure? Ever. You would think that maybe they would try that before blasting people with gamma radiation in some cases, or putting people through the horrible physical and emotional drain of going through chemotherapy. You'd think they'd give them some of that fucking horse medicine, don't you? Go fuck yourself, Mel Gibson, please. Yeah. And you know what? Fucking shame on Hollywood. Shame on all these stupid assholes who saw Hacksaw Ridge and were like, you know what? Let's give Mel Gibson a chance, despite the fact that he referred to a group of people as a slur and also referred to them as a pack of. Fuck all of you.
Yeah, and on that note,
especially Joe Rogan, you bald-headed fuck.
Hey, I'm bald, you fuck.
Sorry, you're right. You're bald.
Fuck you,
You
dude.
short, bald. Oh, shit, you're short.
God damn, you son of a piece of shit.
You thumb-looking bastard. You don't look like a thumb, but he does. Can I say that?
I look like a thumb with really bad knuckle hair.
You look like a hobbit's thumb, maybe.
A hobbit's big toe.
All right.
Hello, I'm Frodo's big toe.
Sorry.
Me and Samwise Gamgee's big toe
Real quick.
are on our way to Mordor.
Real quick, I want to say something now, too.
You're just gonna walk past my bullshit? Okay.
I also want to say something. We're not gonna go into it in depth. We talked about it. I do want to address it. I have read the allegations. I screenshot them because I thought, and I was even thinking about reading them. I'm not going to.
No,
go read the articles. Go read the amazing work that the people that wrote these stories about them, because it's truly vile. And I will just say this. I said it to you. Fuck Neil Gaiman. I will never support him in any way at all. I will never watch a show that he does. I will never read a book that he wrote. Look, guys, there's this whole, to some extent, I understand separating the art from the artist, and I do get that. But reading what this motherfucker did to people, I can't separate it. I can't. And I'm not going to support his shit at all.
Yeah, and people that, based on what he's been accused of and how he's reacted to the accusations, I have no doubt in my mind that they're all true. Yeah. That's how people like that react. Because he thinks he's untouchable.
And you can still, I don't want to make it clear too, you can still read those books, you can still watch it.
Sure.
That I'm not saying you shouldn't.
People still read Harry Potter books, and J.K. Rowling is a piece of shit. So,
and I'm not judging you for that. I'm just saying, me personally, I'm done with this guy.
Here, and I'll just put a pin in it to move on to the next thing. But my thing about it is, I never read any of his comic books. I think maybe I've read a story or two. Sure, fairly good. I really liked American Gods, the book. And I really liked Good Omens, both books that he wrote with Terry Pratchett. So it's not just him. I really liked both books. I've never seen a second of either television adaptation.
I never read American Gods. I did like the show, but the show,
from what I understand, is nothing close to the book, so it doesn't really matter.
From my understanding, the first season kind of follows the book, and then the next, season 2 kind of veers a little bit. I don't know. I don't care. I'm not going to watch it anymore.
The point is
canceled.
The point is that I still think Good Omens is still a really good book. Terry Pratchett has been gone from. We've lost him a while ago, so he's not been with us for a long time. Can you make the argument that Terry Pratchett knew what he was like and still? I don't know. I don't know. Look, there's people on TV right now.
Can't say
there's
that,
people
yeah.
on TV on about 4 different channels right now. Go turn it on anywhere you want or on the internet who are praising a rapist who is about to be fucking sworn into the president of the United States. So fuck all of whatever whatever about Terry Pratchett or whatever. If he knew, sure, maybe.
You can't say that. You never know.
I don't know if he knew or not. I'm just saying if he did. I mean, look, again, there's 4 different channels of people right now praising a rapist who is about to be inaugurated into the highest land in our country. A convicted rapist.
All right.
Anyway.
No more intrusive thoughts. What? That's my favorite. All right, Tyler. Oh, shit. I got my headphones all tangled.
Way to go.
I'm sorry.
Douche.
Tyler.
I know. It's like head snapping like segue. Like, what the fuck?
Let's go real dark and then talk about
Let's
food.
go real fucking dark and then talk about chips.
Oh, by the way, I promise you, it's going to be much more fun the rest of the episode.
Yeah, should we put a thing on the thing? Like, hey, if you're looking for just fun,
skip like 15 minutes. Honestly, skip like this 10-minute segment that will probably be a YouTube segment.
Yeah.
Anyway, what the fuck are we doing today?
All right, so what's in my mouth?
We're 17 minutes in.
What's in my mouth?
Before I realized we've been cussing.
Oh, a lot. And we sang right away. Yeah, I didn't even bother. After last week when you were like, we do it, but I was like, I'm not gonna do the timing anymore. It's old hat. Been there, done that.
New year, new us.
Just saying, like,
new show.
We're gonna cuss or sing probably
fuck
within
it.
the first. Fuck it.
Open up that bag.
Open up! I'm trying to tell the goddamn segment. Have you ever seen movies where like somebody yells and they blow back because the yelling is so loud and forceful? That's exactly what Jake just did. It was awesome.
I did it just for you.
I can't wait to. Did I tell you I'm getting a green screen? We'll be able to do video now. I got to for my video. I got to make content for my music, man.
Why do you keep talking? I'm just sitting here.
So what's in my mouth is a segment where we talk about chips or snacks.
We put a lot of stuff in our mouth
that we might have never eaten before. And I am always on the lookout for crazy stuff. My favorite one was last year with the Mall of America, the Japanese store on top of the Mall of America, the very top floor. You remember that? And we got those 2 funky flavors. That was fun. Today,
I don't know who for, but
I'm just sitting here trying so hard to keep
just
going.
open the bag.
Just waiting for that. Today we got Doritos Golden Sriracha. And the bag talks to us, and it says, "This bold twisted sriracha is pure gold."
Terry, it's gold, Terry.
Terry, you can't just put this on any fucking chip.
Didn't Terry get killed last episode?
I don't think so.
Wasn't it like a Ed 209 Dorito that shot him?
No.
Some Ed 209.
No.
It was, yeah. There was a RoboCop bit.
Because Terry's the guy getting yelled at.
Terry gets shot.
The guy yelling is not Terry.
No, yeah, Terry's dead.
Okay. Okay.
Barry.
Listen, we can't just put these on Ruffles. We need to put them on Doritos.
Barry. Doritos.
By the way, Christopher Walken in Severance is awesome.
Oh, yeah. Isn't he season 2? Wait.
No, he's in the first couple. I think he shows up in season 3 first.
No.
Or episode 3,
I haven't seen him yet. I've only seen the first 2 episodes.
Yeah. Well, sorry. Did you just grab like $1 million?
Yeah, I didn't realize what I did.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, right in the fucking...
Who are you? Fucking microphone like I don't give a shit about our audience. No. Wow. Do it again.
soundboard.
Where is it now? Can you find it?
She said.
Oh, fuck you. So golden sriracha. I'm getting a
That's what they called me in college.
golden sriracha. Regis.
I'm going in.
Do it. I like it. That's some dope shit right there.
This is
Now this is the
Oh no, not get your ass tomorrow. Where did it go?
I'll eat your ass.
I mean, across the
Fuck,
board.
yeah,
across
dude.
the board. That's a clean sweep.
You know what?
That's
Give me a
delicious.
brilliant too while you're at it.
Brilliant.
Boo! Fuck, you're brilliant.
Big ram.
One of my favorite. This reminds me of two flavors of Doritos. My favorite all-time Dorito flavor is salsa verde. Can't find them a lot. For some reason, you just don't find them a lot. When I find them, I don't care if it's at a gas station and they're the price that's here instead of like, you know what I mean? Like it's like a $7 fucking bag. You know what I mean? Because no, the price on the bag. This is $6.29 on the bag. I didn't pay that. I paid whatever the price at the dollar store was. But you know what I mean? Even if it's that
It's the
price.
right amount of heat. Is that too hot?
And spicy sweet chili.
I love spicy sweet chili.
Me too. But here's the thing. Spicy sweet chili, stop kicking me. I knew it was a joke. Spicy sweet chili gives me really bad heartburn. And salsa verde, I feel like... my thing about spicy stuff and chips in general, if you're eating them, like a bag of them, like as you eat, it should get less. It should get
Less
more
heat?
palatable. It should get more... Yes,
No,
right?
it should get hotter, man. I want you to burn a hole in
Well,
your tongue.
that's why I like these better, because then either one of those two flavors...
No, yeah, it's the right amount of sweetness to match the
I'm
heat.
not getting
It's not too
heartburn.
hot.
Yes, it's perfect. It's almost like Terry finally got it right.
Fucking R.I.P. Terry. This is his legacy. This is his legacy, Terry. To all the Terrys out there, we're gonna...
I'll eat your ass.
We will eat your ass, Terry.
Oh, fuck.
Right up till
Do you
the
know who's
golden
named
gates
Terry?
of
You
heaven.
know who's named Terry? It's Hulk Hogan. Did you know he when he was on the Netflix premiere of Raw, he came out and they fucking booed him out of the arena?
Nice.
Yet they cheered Undertaker, so it's not a political thing. I just think everybody fucking hates Hulk Hogan. And rightfully so. Fuck Hulk Hogan. Fuck Real American Beer. And actually, for that fact, fuck WWE. Speaking of things we love, we're gonna get. My segues suck tonight. I'll be honest, man.
You know, I'll tell you one
Let's
thing.
talk about things we like. Remember, we're doing fun things now. That's what.
That wasn't any better.
Well, fuck me, man. I'm trying. All right. I'm trying.
The point is that right now in our world, and especially in this country, that there's a lot of attention being paid to glitz and fireworks
And glamour.
and shiny shit that has zero fucking depth. Zero.
And the Ritz.
Zero depth. Unlike that shit, right now, we're going to give you some real depth. Starting with...
I was eating a chip. Creature
That's
Commandos.
depth. That's depth right there.
The chip is the world.
The chip is
the
the
world.
world as long as you don't eat it too quickly. Then maybe your mama can make it to the hospital and have you in the past. What the fuck? Because if you don't let it happen, you're all gonna die.
Stop.
And never
This song-
exist.
If I could understand the song, I'd allow it, but I can't
And a
understand
coconut. Don't forget the
island. Anyway, no, I'm playing into it. Creature Commandos.
See? It's a fucking good song.
It's you talking to the record label. Like, see?
It should be my first single.
Damn it, Spotify. You need to promote this. All right. Creature Commandos. The finale.
I fucking hated it.
So, first of all, we get it, man. These characters got tragic backstories. I didn't need to see this man die. So, we finally get the backstory of Zoe Chow's character,
Nina Mazursky.
Nina's backstory, and
Can I stop you right there?
yeah,
I'm gonna go ahead and one of the things that and I started doing this around Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. And it is this. James Gunn is adept at
making you feel.
I don't know how to exactly say it. I'm never going to allow myself to be emotionally surprised by James Gunn and his work anymore. And what I mean by that is, like 2 weeks ago when I first started watching this show, because I was still not really thinking about all of that, but if you don't let him surprise you emotionally, you're ready for those heavy hits. And then instead of being awash in that fucking emotion, you can pay attention to the actual plot and what's going on.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because normally, honestly, a lot of the shit that he does, dude, you remember that iPad commercial like 2 years ago when it was like all the people in the family brought him the iPad and it was like him and his wife who just died, right?
Yeah.
I cried at that every fucking time. I am an emotional dude.
Yeah. It's a good ad.
But exactly, right? I mean,
it was a Google
but it's a
Chrome one that
fucking
was
ad,
really good,
right?
like forever ago.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
shouldn't want. If you're like me, every time I cry at ads, I'm like, it's a fucking ad. Fuck you. You're right. So I try not to let that happen to me when I watch James Gunn's work anymore, mainly because it's a defense mechanism. But secondarily, I want to pay attention to the message that he's trying to get across. And if I'm blindsided by emotion, I don't know. I feel like it'll hit harder when whatever happens if I'm wide-eyed and cognizant instead of bleary-eyed and sad or you know. So that's how I watched. Like every time my brain went back to like, how could she leave her own daughter? I was like, that's happened before in the world.
No, that's what I was gonna say. I was just gonna say
it's
that
happened probably 4 times today in the world.
I
at
was
least.
about to interject with the mom plot of like, okay, that's like really like because, and this is because I am a good parent, and I can't imagine a world where I wouldn't do anything and everything I could to give my son the best life he could have. So to see her do that, yeah, that infuriates me. And it's like, that's bullshit. But yeah, then I also had that moment of like, yeah, that happens in the real world. That happens.
Right.
And secondly, she was probably dealing with some serious PTSD or not postpartum. Yeah, postpartum depression is probably what that.
I think
she was
we
also
all.
dealing
I
with there,
think
too.
we
You know
all,
what I mean?
in order to truly appreciate this episode and this backstory, we all need to understand and side with the mom and understand where she was coming from.
Yeah. It'd be incredibly
and
difficult.
understand that there are circumstances in which we would all act that way.
Right.
Right?
Right.
I think that's important. And it's also important I know we've been really political this episode, but it's also important to remember that your friends and neighbors who differ from you politically, and to me, honestly, it's these are bad people because they think this way, right? But these are still human beings, and that's why you can't afford to start looking at people like monsters or whatever, right?
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, it is a fucking tragic backstory, and
you are right. You
Yeah.
also have to look at the context of the situation of the fact that they have to because she's born with the lungs outside of her body, and the fact that her dad keeps building her this contraption that's
Right.
this big box thing. That
to
she's
be really
walking in.
honest, though, I think her mom sucks.
No, yeah, and I know you do, but you're right. There is a level of it's real, it's believable because it you don't know what you would truly do in that situation,
Right.
and and that's what makes this such a thing, and like it's such a sad thing where she never did anything wrong to anybody, and she lost the one person that cared about her because other people didn't understand her, and again, drives home the theme of the season that I said last week. Is they're not. You know that these commandos are not were created. These monsters monsters are never born.
Mm-hmm.
They are created always, and yeah, it's just crazy. And it's such a sad. And this is probably the saddest thing because of the ending. And again, it's all spoilers. So
Yeah.
We'll jump to that.
Pizza time.
She dies, and we as the viewer have a moment of like, oh shit. Cersei wasn't bullshitting.
Because we see her eyes when she does it.
And she kills her without remorse.
Here's the worst part to me is like parents right now.
Oh, well, I guess she was being
I don't
attacked,
know
but
if you
yeah,
know who. I don't know if you know what your kids are going through in school. But I know that I've kind of I had stepkids for about 8 years who got into high school and junior high and whatnot. And I know that what has been kind of portrayed is that schools are kinder and gentler and stuff, and they watch out more for bullying and stuff. And I can assure you that that is bullshit. That is absolute bullshit. And it is not a surprise to me at all that at a private school that she is bullied like that. And just be aware that your kids are going through that type of shit or they're causing it at school. If you're listening to this, just know that because you did it. You either had it happen to you or you did it to somebody else. You know that. So either accept that about your child or stop trying to tell me how shit is kinder and gentler because it ain't. It's it's the same fucking alpha male bullshit that has always happened.
Well, and her
shit didn't surprise me or shock me at all. It made me mad.
Yeah. And Nina's character, because at that point we've like her origin is her dad tries to find a way to save her, and it essentially turns her into a fish where she can only breathe underwater. And yeah, so she gets the skin and the gills and everything, and it's just it is sad too because at that point in the story she also leaves. She's like, I cannot be a burden to you.
And right when he dies, you were never a burden.
The most heartbreaking part, and it's true, and that hit me emotionally a lot harder than I think probably anything because it's a very relatable thing, and I think every person at some point, maybe not now, but at some point in their life, has felt they've been a burden on someone.
Uh-huh.
And then you realize. And maybe it's not even until you've had some sort of situation where you've helped someone and they think they're a burden on you and you reassure them they're not. But that's what makes that scene. And I'm even welling up tearing about it now because it's sad. Because it's such a fucking... And that's the moment of... That is such an unbelievable moment, too, as a parent. It's something you always want to tell your kids. You are never, ever a fucking burden on me. Ever. You know? And then to have that taken from you, it makes you sad. It makes me cry. And she... Much like I think Crypto will be in that fucking Superman movie. Mm. She was the heart and soul of this show, and it was ripped away from us because the princess fucking guts her in the water and kills her. And we know that she's evil because the eyes glow, and like, oh shit, she really is the real girl.
The best part of the episode, honestly, is when the bride fucking turns it right around.
Can I tell you, this was a masterful, not even just that, but the end of the episode was such a masterful fucking bait and switch of being like, no. This isn't like Suicide Squad.
Mm-hmm.
The bride is running it, and we're going to do something totally different in season 2, and we're going to do this whole different thing. And like,
who knows what's going on with Rick Flag Sr.? He's still in the hospital.
And I guarantee,
with a broken back as far as we know.
What that means? He's going to be recovered and being Superman. That's probably what's going to happen. And I'm cool with that, because now that's him saying, like, okay, yeah, Rick Flag is not running the Creature Commandos. That's the bride's thing. She's doing it. But that reveal of the bride figuring it out and just being like what we talked about, where I was believing it when she told Waller because of her seducing Flag. Mm-hmm. Because I'm like, well, yeah, she's going to cloud his judgment and, do all this. Because she was immediately fucking hot for him as soon as he got there. And then, like... And then you see all that happens after that and everything that led to it. And then, like, the reveal of the Clayface stuff and everything with that. And I was a little bummed out, but then I also laughed when I thought about it in the context that her confrontation with Eric was her just fucking killing him again. And I gotta tell you, I first had hated it. I was like, God damn it. And then I was also like, well, there's gonna be a season 2, so they're probably gonna. And that just made me laugh.
Frankenstein.
The cycle will continue.
Was so fucking funny when he was driving with that guy at the end of the episode. Yeah. No, the very end, the after credits.
Oh yeah.
Oh fuck, what was he saying?
Well,
I want
this scene. By the way, even this scene getting to it when he pops that dude's fucking head, brain out of his skull.
Oh, yeah.
I was just like, Jesus.
But
I gotta say this. Congrats on that, because Eric Frankenstein is like my favorite psychopath. Like,
yeah.
I am actually perfectly okay with him like the bride kicking the shit out of him all the time, because you want him to, because he's evil. You fall. David Harbour's so charming, you start to fall for it, but then you're like, he did murder that woman for no reason.
So one of the things, now that the show is over and we're gonna get a season 2, and I mean, just masterful job. All the stuff with Weasel and trying to save, the princess and all that. And like, those were really funny parts. And the way that they brought everything together was really, really good. But I think we're forgetting something. And I just kind of touched on it myself a little while ago, like last week. But one of the best things about Creature Commandos is that James Gunn is using the traditional monsters, except for maybe Dracula. But you got Frankenstein and the Bride of Frankenstein. You got the creature from the Black Lagoon, who is reimagined as Nina Mazursky. You got the Wolfman, who's reimagined as Weasel.
And then
you got the Mummy.
What about Phosphorus?
You got the Mummy, who's reimagined as Phosphorus because it's a skull, right?
Yeah.
You probably
He's a
don't.
dead guy,
you probably don't have a vampire or anything,
guy.
but you do have like a robot, GI robot, whatever.
Oh, dude. He's back. That reveal?
Which is great. But I'm saying, like, he kind of, he did Frankenstein and the Bride. And when the first show was first announced, I remember thinking to myself, I'm hoping that what happens in this show is that Frankenstein is in love with the bride and she wants nothing to do with him. Like, that's just my name, dude. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just, right?
Yeah.
And it turned out to be exactly it, which is great. Fucking great on you. And then, but I started realizing, I'm like, Weasel's basically the Wolfman character.
Yeah.
He's the guy,
he's
right?
The tragic character.
He's the
he's
anthropomorphic wolf, whatever, right?
Yeah.
And then you got, Nina is the creature from the Black Lagoon, and I thought the same thing. What about Phosphorus? Oh, Mummy.
Yeah. Well,
or you could say he's a vampire character.
Oh,
undead and whatever. But great show. Excited for season 2.
I think, and honestly, I think now that it's over, I think that this first season's done. I think that more people are gonna watch it because now, and it's a half hour, so it's much easier to binge. Like, you can knock it out in a weekend. And I think that's gonna happen. I think that's gonna benefit this, and I think I'm extremely interested in what happens in season 2. My hope is that maybe James Gunn, and I'm sure he probably will have a partner or or maybe a writer's room, or something with this, because I would hope that he. I mean, I love the idea that this is something that he's doing, but I also like the idea that maybe he would go on and do work on things with like Superman and Batman and Justice League and the bigger, broader things. But also, I think what makes this work is because it's just him, and it's very much his vision. It's not that I don't want to see a season 2, but I can see people having criticism, being like, okay, yeah, but we've seen this before. Yeah. You've done this. It works. We know that's your niche. Like, what else?
Well, look, I got to be honest.
But at that point, Superman will come out and it'll be like, okay, we were wrong.
I mean, look, I got to be honest. Like, I don't see the reason for a Peacemaker season 2. I don't.
I'm very interested to see how that plays in.
I'm
because that's after Superman.
I'm absolutely going to watch that. Of course I am. But when they announced it, I'm like, it was fine as a standalone. Same thing with fucking Mandalorian, dude. Right? By the way,
we've already talked about this.
No, it's true though. You end it with the 3rd season with the whole Grogu goes with Luke. Mando's got the fucking dark. What?
Oh no, yeah.
Season 3, right? That's it. You fucking end it. No, they're gonna do season 4 and the Book of Boba Fett. And Book of Boba Fett. Actually, Book of Boba Fett is gonna be
man, that was between season 2 and 3.
What the fuck ever, dude? You just go to hell.
You just
go to hell and you die right now, baby. 'Cause I'm not one like your kind of guys.
Anyway, We'll see
I
what's
don't like
Hey, 6 more months. Stop it.
avocados.
6 more months. Focus. 6 more months, Tyler. And then we get Superman. And then
Fuck you. Wow.
a month after that,
Uh-huh.
we get Peacemaker. And
What
then
are we? When? What date does
Brave-
Captain America?
Brave
come
New World is Valentine's Day, I'm pretty sure. That
Oh.
well, Captain America's for lovers. So that'll be
out? I thought that was Red Hulk.
that'll be the first one of the year. So February 14th.
What
I'm
else do we
interested.
got? We
I
got
also
those
heard that
two
the-
movies.
By the way, I heard the runtime is like an hour 58. So it's shorter.
Thunderbolts is out this year.
May.
Okay, really? Is
Yeah.
there a fall one?
It's Captain America,
Thunderbolts.
Thunderbolts, and then in July, competing with Superman, is Fantastic Four.
This year?
Yeah.
I thought it was next year.
No, it's this year.
Why haven't we seen a
Oh, dude, you're just getting ready. Can we segue into this, or should we do the book?
Is it out?
The trailer?
Yeah.
No, not yet. But here's what I'm saying. I could segue into the next segment,
Okay.
and then we could wrap it up with Batman. Absolute
Sure,
Batman.
I guess so.
Unless you want to wait
If
for
you
next.
wanna be a
Oh,
dick,
or
that's
do you
fine.
want to do it next week? I don't give a shit.
We'll do it next week.
Batman?
What's the
Absolute
next?
Well,
no,
I want-
we got to do Batman.
What?
We have to do Batman.
Then what did you think I was talking about?
I don't know. What's the next segment? Is the next segment?
Oh, can I
Batman?
do a long box about how you were wrong about Helverine? I actually liked it. It was super rad. I read
So
it.
wait a second. Are you trying to tell me that the next segment was Absolute Batman?
No, the next segment was going to be Marvel Rivals because I wanted to
Oh.
talk about it in a broader thing.
Oh, you want to do like a long box type of thing?
Well, the reason I wanted to talk about that, about Fantastic Four, ties into Marvel Rivals, and it ties into this whole thing about,
Oh.
and we've talked about a little bit before in this show, how important, like, this brand recognition is, and how important adaptations are, and keeping audiences interested.
I suppose it
So-
was last Valentine's Day that they announced the cast.
Yeah, dude. We haven't even started the fucking ad campaign for that movie. Because here's what I'm saying.
I
Marvel
can't fucking wait
Marvel-
for the Legos, dude.
Marvel So Marvel is like gonna push hard on Fantastic Four. Like that's their big movie because it's their big thing of like, hey, they're finally with Marvel Studios, this is whatever. So the reason I say that is Marvel Rivals just put in Mr. Fantastic in Invisible Woman.
Uh-huh.
And that, to me, is like the sign of like, oh, they're going to go big with this. And later the other two will join, The Thing and Human Torch will join. But, like, I think it was so smart of Marvel to have this game release. First of all, I think, and this is a different topic for a different podcast for a different day about how I feel about WB Games and how badly they fucked up the DC license. But this is the problem
Whoa!
I'm talking about.
Mad!
When you take your brand and you tie it to one company, like DC did with WB and what EA did with Star Wars, and this is like Marvel Rivals is a prime example of like, fuck all that, take your brand, license it to the best studios around or the best teams you can find to make the games that you want. And like the last few years, the guy that I don't have his name in front of me, but the guy that's like been the leader of Marvel Games has done a ton of work in putting faith and putting good, solid teams. Like those Spider-Man games that came out on the PlayStation, on PS4 and PS5. Like getting Insomniac to get the Spider-Man license and do that. And you're seeing it again with Marvel Rivals, which is like the most popular game right now. Everybody's fucking talking about that game. I've been playing a shit ton of it because it's fun as hell and it's characters I like. Crazy. And it's characters I like doing cool shit that I'm making them do. My point is, I have never been more interested in the MCU. Like, this reignites my interest in the MCU. I'm excited to go see Captain America. I'm excited to do because I'm playing it. You know,
more than
anything.
My reasoning behind it and getting excited again is that it feels like we kind of took a year off, which was necessary.
Yeah.
We had an MCU movie last year? What was it? Deadpool Wolverine.
Yes.
That was the only one.
But let's be honest, that really wasn't an MCU
Exactly.
movie.
And there wasn't any major shows. There was Agatha all along, but
Yeah.
that was basically it.
And yeah, they said that they were going to slow it down a little bit and kind of.
I gotta be honest. Last year, basically taking a breather for 2024 was the best thing they could have done. I don't know if 3 movies this year is going to be great.
Yeah, that's a lot, especially with Thunderbolts, because it's 3 months between Captain America and Thunderbolts.
I would have had Thunderbolts.
And it's only 2 months.
I would have
between.
Thunderbolts like Christmas time and like made.
Hold on, but think about this. This is. I think they're gonna also go back to that 45-day model with Disney Plus. So I think with the reason there could be like, okay, we're gonna have Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four like this close to each other. Why not put Thunderbolts on there as fast as you can on Disney Plus to have people that probably aren't gonna because then you could have your cake and eat it too. Maybe they don't see it in the theater, but they watch it on Disney Plus.
Take your cake and shove it up your.
Whatever. But back to what I was saying about Marvel Rivals. You've had people talk to you about it.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. That's how big this is. What?
Tyler Allen has had people talk to him about it.
No, I mean,
this is fucking
you don't
huge.
even play fucking video games. You only play Madden and you cheat.
I don't even play that. I do not. Listen.
I just turned down the AI's brilliance to 0.
But is that an option in the game? I'm saying no. I'm saying I don't put in a code and hack the game and cheat. I use an option that
I use a slider.
I use an option that was built into the game
I gave
for
what God gave.
shitheads who don't know how to really play the game.
Well, okay.
I'm in it for the drafting anyway.
You know what? You're in it just for fun. You don't give a shit.
Yeah, the Vikings are never gonna fucking win a Super Bowl.
I have to do it myself. No, but again, I am back to being interested in this stuff because I'm like I fell in love with the Marvel character. The joke is too. It's very similar to Overwatch, which if you're a gamer, you know what I'm talking about. If you're it's what this game is.
No,
It's a hero shooter where you pick your character.
I'll play fucking baby video games.
You pick your character, you pick your class, which is, usually a tank character or a DPS or a healer.
So complicated. Just give me 10 guys, 10 characters.
10 guys.
And there's 5 fucking.
But this is another thing. The game is
differences.
even smarter on Marvel's part. The game is free. You can download it right now if you got a PlayStation, a
I'm
PS5
talking about,
or an
yeah.
Xbox or a PC. You can download it right now. And that's the other smart thing. And then, okay, yeah, there's Battle Pass, and I fucking can't stand the economy of the game because, look, it's a free game. I don't mind occasionally paying.
Sure.
I don't mind occasionally paying for a Battle Pass because I want a cool skin for Moon Knight. That's right. I play as Moon Knight. Hate me all you want. And
Why?
because he's such a fucking cheap character. I love it. Because all you gotta do is he's got these little onks, and you throw them on the wall, and then you can throw your.
It's a really easy way to beat other people, right?
Yeah.
So are you cheating?
It's in the game. Yeah, okay, Mister. Turn the difficulty.
And you know what else? You're doing it against real people and hurting their feelings. I'm doing it against a fucking machine that doesn't know or care.
The only person I'm hurting is my prey. And you know what? I'm going to make a t-shirt about this because this is my life philosophy. Life's hard. Play on easy. I'm not judging you. So, I don't mind paying for the battle passes, but I was telling you about this. It's intentionally annoying to do this. And this is what free games do because it's how they got to make money. They got to constantly keep getting money out of you because the game's free. But it's like, okay, so here's the $10 battle pass that has all these skins in it, has all this cool stuff you want. Okay. But you can do that. You can spend an extra $10 for the $20 battle pass. All the same shit, but you don't have to grind it. Wait, what do you mean grind it? So then you open it up, and you're like, oh, there's the Moon Knight skin I want. Cool.
I think our audience knows what grinding in games is.
No, I know, but here's I want to really drive home how stupid this is. 400 credits. I have like 1,200 credits. Why can't I buy it? Oh, no, I have to buy all these other ones to unlock this one. Yeah. Or I could save up and do this and unlock it all here. And I was like, motherfucker, I already paid for it.
My favorite trick that mobile games use is they have this thing, and it's like, this one's free, or this next one is locked, but it's free, but you have to get this free one first. So you get the first free one, and then it unlocks that next free one, and you're like, cool. And then you don't realize that the next thing to unlock is $4.99.
Yeah.
The thing right after it
Yeah.
is also free. Like the next 3 things are free after the. But until you pay that $4.99, and I'm like, I'm only gonna get the free ones you give me.
I don't want to be.
I'm not giving you any fucking money.
I want to be clear. I don't mind paying the $10 because the amount of time that I've had of entertainment, enjoyment, and playing with my friends.
Also, you did it willingly. You weren't tricked into it.
Right. I feel like, okay, I'll give them some. I'll throw them some money. Whatever. I'll pay the $10. But there's some skins that are crazy overpriced. The best Wolverine skin is one you gotta buy. Cause I'll be honest, I hate the current puberty.
We're hitting puberty down here in the basement.
I don't like his design. You've seen him. I don't like his design in this game. I think it sucks. But the main reason I wanted to talk about this, and I want to have a different conversation because I downloaded Suicide Squad: Kill the Justice League because it's free on PlayStation Plus. So I downloaded that because I'm almost gonna play that on spite because I hate myself. Because I want to just see how bad it truly is. Because I want to go and be like, point at Marvel Rivals, which on its face is a totally different game. And I'm not comparing them.
Yeah.
But I'm going to compare them in this sense. And look at how people reacted to Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, which was clearly this soulless fucking bullshit crap of a game. That was clearly like a movie being like a studio cutting a movie to shreds. Clearly there was an agenda from WB that you had to have this and this and this in the game, and you had to do these microtransactions and these microtransactions on top of the $70 fucking that you already spent on top of the goddamn game. All that shit. And then you look at Marvel Rivals, a free game that everybody, and look how bad it damages your brand, DC, because it damages DC so bad, and those Snyder movies were so bad, and all of that were like, yes, a generally overall positive response to the Superman trailer. I saw like genuinely really excited people, like you and I talked about how excited we were on the show and all that. But there were actually a few of my friends that I've talked to, friend of the show, Luke, who I've talked to. I won't be Mel Gibson. I'll actually name people that I'm talking about. I've had some friends and my wife even were like, I don't know. I don't really trust DC. I mean, I like James Gunn, but I still just don't trust DC. Right there. They tell you every time. I don't trust DC because I don't trust Warner Brothers and I don't trust DC. So James Gunn talks about how he wants to incorporate video games and things with DC Studios. James, listen to or look at, and he's a smart guy. He doesn't need to hear from me. He'll never hear from me.
Look at me, man.
Just look at what Marvel is doing with their brand and licensing out to the best studios to get the best games. And there's even a fucking Black Panther Captain America game that's coming out that I still don't know about. That looks awesome and cool.
Yeah,
I can't wait to play. Do that with DC, for the love of God. Please. And it wasn't all perfect. We can talk about that Avengers game.
No.
But we won't.
No.
Tyler, real quick, can we wrap it up? I just want to see. Like the long box has kind of been like things that we talk about, like shows or movies or whatever that we probably wouldn't normally talk about.
Yeah.
Have you been getting into buying comics? Because I feel like you've just been buying comics and bringing them over to me and be like, should we review this? I don't know. Maybe read it and
first
think
things
about
first,
it.
I was going to talk about the DC
Can we talk about
Squad
Hellblade?
game that I used to do all the time.
Oh, yeah.
But then I found Marvel Strike Force and it's a much better game. But I don't think the DC Squad game exists anymore.
Probably not.
What? Just watch
Yeah, I
watch
know.
porn.
Some of these ads on these fucking apps.
They're so ridiculous. Like, ugh.
Yeah. But anyway.
Anyway,
No, and
no, my long box.
Oh.
You fuck.
Well, we got comics.
Oh, well, you got to talk about that, and we'll take a break while you read that.
Do we?
yeah.
You said next week. We'll do this next week.
What are we done?
Well, we're doing a long box. You literally said we're doing it next week.
No, I
We'll do it next week.
just pause it. Oh yeah, do you need to do?
Long. the long box.
It's 2 fucking degrees outside. What the fuck?
That's your long box?
Yeah, the long box is that it's cold as shit outside. Now, you might be wondering, Tyler, as far as I know, all the shit that I've ever seen and touched is warm, almost hot.
Ooh.
Where do you find cold shit?
Where's all this global warming at?
Okay,
It's a
so
very political episode.
my long box, yeah, right. My long box. I'm gonna go first because you went first last week.
Oh, you got me.
Yeah,
You got me.
yeah.
Your pure Moon Knight's coming out.
Fuck you. So
That's a callback to last week's episode. Maybe if you fucking listen to it, you'd get the joke. What's your long box?
when did we get like so fucking snotty? Like 15-year-olds explaining to a 40-year-old
Listen here, dickhead.
how to run the
You
register.
had your chance.
You know what I'm talking about? Listen, man, I can't help that you're old and you failed at life, but I got my whole life ahead of me, so just learn. I don't know why you don't
Will
learn
you
it.
get to the fucking point?
My long box is
Get your ass to Mars.
Get your ass to Mars. My long box is Severance.
Fuck you. That was mine. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Go on.
Well, if you hadn't done the severance procedure, you would know that it is not yours. Okay?
Good point. That's a good point.
So when Apple first, I think that was one of their big shows, their big originals, wasn't it?
Yeah.
When Apple
Produced
TV
by Ben Stiller.
Ben Stiller. Well, it's directed, it's created by another guy, but almost every episode I've watched so far, and I'm on episode 4 or 5, and I think there's 8 or 10 episodes, and they're all about an hour long, and season 2 is about to come out. And I heard about it, and what it is, the premise was told to me is that, Ben Stiller, I think you told me about it, so let me see if I can recreate in my head to you, the audience, how Jake told me about. Did you hear about this new Apple TV show Ben Stiller's doing? No, what's it about? Well, it's okay. So it's called Severance, and what it is like basically, you know how like work-life balance type stuff. Yeah. Well, this like thinks about it like if you like separated your brain into such a way that like you were a different person at work and like at home, like an actual different person. And I heard that and I was like, that sounds fucking cool. Like it's obviously like there's some science fiction involved in it, right? Because that's not possible. We don't know enough about the human brain to do anything like that. But we will soon, motherfuckers.
Well, yeah, clearly it's like set in the near future. Like it's a sci-fi.
I don't know about that. I think it's set in a present with kind of a very close timeline to ours.
Yeah.
I'm going to do this the whole time during yours if you don't put that away.
I'm listening.
Stop making the faces. Jerk. God. Talk about being a different guy at work and at home. This fucker. Which sucks because we work at his home. You know what I mean? It's like, great. I was watching football this weekend, and on my smart TV you get ads, and it was like, hey, I knew there was an Apple, there's an Apple free weekend, and I think it's this next weekend, the 19th or the 20th, I think, but they're trying to drive more viewership because their numbers aren't great, which sucks, because from what I can tell, they have the better of the originals of all of the other of all the other stuff. I think Apple has got the money to bank as much as they want. They can go to every major star and say, whatever the fuck you want to do, we'll do it, brother. Netflix isn't going to do that.
Well, yeah, their approach has always been quality over quantity.
Yes. So Apple TV and The Silo is one show that's always kind of looked at.
Yeah,
like,
that's because Shrinking is really good.
Shrinking, I want to watch because it's got
very
one
good
of my favorite sitcom actresses ever, Wendy Malick, who played Nina Van Horn in Just Shoot Me, and also was on that
She's
Hot in Cleveland with Betty White.
I think, yeah, she's in both seasons. I want to say she doesn't show up until later.
Season 2, I read.
I think she doesn't show up until season
I
2.
saw her in a promo, and I was like, sweet! Because I love her, absolutely. Such a crush on her. Anyway, back to
Harrison Ford is great. The whole cast is great.
I'm sure
it's
it
a really
is.
good show.
Shut up.
Fuck you.
So while I'm watching football, it says like, "Hey, watch season 1 on Roku channel right now." And I love Roku channel because it's got a lot of free shit. You have to deal with an ad every now and then, but big deal. It's just like watching TV. Except for you get to pick what you're watching instead of whatever the fucking program director of that station has coming up at 6. I can change channels at you know what I'm saying. And I watch season 1 of Severance, and I'm like, I'm waiting for my game. I think it was your game on Sunday night, your Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yes. The game that I was in.
I had finished whatever I needed to do musically that day, and I knew I was like, okay, I don't have anything to do till the Bucs come on. So I'm like, let me see what it's about. And I start watching the first episode. I literally have no intention. It's hard for me to start a new show that we're not talking about.
Especially something like this, because this is some, it's a heavy show. You need to pay attention to.
Yes. Like you have to find you got to find.
That's
clues
partially
and shit.
why I've only watched a couple episodes.
Right, you got to, especially you, dude. You got like, you know,
the kid and everything.
Right now, I've found some time in my busy life to watch a couple more episodes. I'll probably watch one when I get home. But and I'm not going to spoil anything because you've only watched like the first 2. But speaking of cast, there's I think her name is Lauren Lauer, or her last name is Lauer, but she plays Helly.
Yeah.
And I've never seen her in anything other.
She's great. Yeah.
I have to say, and this is not what makes her a great actress because that's silly, but she is the most physically attractive woman I've ever seen in my life. Like it's part of it is, you know, obviously she's on a show, so there's makeup people and hair people and you know, costuming and design and whatnot. But all the outfits she wears are just perfect for her, you know, whatever. All of it is. But it's just like, wow, that hooked me right away. It was like, oh my God, like, wow, I've never seen her before, and she's really good. Patricia Arquette, John Turturro, his character is hilarious, and so is the other guy.
So
Adam Scott.
Yeah, Adam Scott's, man. And, you know, I'm glad he got this. And I'm glad that, first of all, I think this was...
He was the shitty, douchey brother in Step Brothers. Remember that?
That's the thing. Is
he can do it all.
What I love about this is you're getting people that are generally known for comedy to do something more dramatic. And yes, there are funny bits in this and some funny dialogue, but, like, this is a serious...
It's generally a thriller.
This is a hefty...
It's classified as
show.
a thriller.
But
it's funny. There's funny parts.
Yes, but yeah, exactly. You see Adam Scott where a lot of people were first introduced to him with Step Brothers, and then to see his character in Parks and Rec, and like,
yes,
like you're seeing him play against type, and that's interesting to see him in a lead role against type.
I have yet to see him in anything and be like, oh man, really dropped the ball, Adam.
He's not 100% against type because he's still kind of when he's not at work, he's still kind of an asshole. So. And I only say that he's kind of an asshole because he refuses to deal with the grief of what happened to his wife. And I say that as someone who is an asshole because I haven't dealt with my own grief.
We'll
you
talk,
know what I mean?
We'll talk. We'll say one thing about it in case you need a little more to watch it. But basically,
it says it in the first episode. By the way,
shut up.
We're not spoiling it.
I'm not spoiling. I'm just saying, be quiet, douche. First episode, you will see.
Just turn it all the.
No, let me keep talking while you do it. Well, first episode, oh, that was not funny.
Well, how am I supposed to make it?
Well, I don't know if the audience. If I just stop talking and you turn down my mic, the audience isn't gonna know that you turned down my mic. It's not funny.
I followed your lead, my man.
Fucking douche. We can say in the first episode, Adam Scott plays a guy who works at a show, a place called Lumen. And what they do is exactly what you told me a couple of years ago when it first came out or was first announced.
It's been like 2-3 years since
when he's outside of work, he's a certain way, and when he goes in the elevator down to his floor, there's something in his head, and they talk about it in the first episode.
It's surgically in his head.
Literally bisects your brain. and they explain the whole thing. I won't get into it. You can watch the first.
You don't
no,
remember.
Let's not explain any of it.
I'm just saying, like, again, baseline.
But it does really get into like the gist and like the really nitty gritty of why it does it and all. It's really cool.
It's essentially turning off your memory, like your brain, for 8 hours.
But
Adam
Scott's character has done this because, and you'll see why it's willingly done. But the reason why he did it is that he lost his wife and he's trying to escape the grief, and he figures by not dealing with that grief for 8 hours a day, by basically not being that guy, because his innie is the guy in the office, doesn't know anything about his outside life or his outie. So that's what he does. And it delves into perception. It delves into freedom of choice. It delves into a lot of shit. And it is, for all the funny parts and the quirky parts, there's more quirky, like nervous laughter type parts the more you get into it.
Well, it's essentially also what your job is supposed to be. You're supposed to turn your personal life off for 8 hours a day, which we all know is silly because you can't.
You know, when a job talks to you about a good work-life balance, what they mean is that your life is work.
You're a property for 8 hours. God damn it!
Sit the fuck down and fucking do these fucking numbers that are scary. The point is that it's a great show. I intend to finish the first season, and then I'll probably get Apple, another fucking streaming service.
Can I pitch an idea that's probably going to get obliterated, so don't tell me if it isn't? No, I think the scary numbers are them.
I have not gotten to anything about that.
I forgot the theory I had for that. Never mind.
It's okay.
I don't even want to talk about it.
I wouldn't know because they're you've seen the first 2 episodes, so you know how they kind of reveal stuff.
Yeah.
Right. So I think I think I'm on the beginning of season or episode 5. And each episode they reveal little by little type stuff, and then you start piecing it together. I unfortunately saw a promo for season 2.
Yeah.
You know what that means.
So you saw something that spoiled season 1 for you?
I'm not sure. I tried really hard not to pay attention and turn it.
Now that's in the back of your mind. Yeah.
I do know one thing for sure that I don't think it'll spoil it, but I do know one thing for sure that kind of is like, well, that fucking sucks. Do you want to know what it is?
What?
They all get out.
Okay. I mean, I figured that's where it was going.
Part of the preview was... you know how they do TV season previews.
Yeah.
Part of the preview was like a TV clip of a newscaster, like the Lumen Industries innies, and then they have somebody with a newspaper holding, and it's like, and I think it's Adam Scott's. I don't know.
Well, yeah, because
but
in the first 2 episodes, the dude broke. Yeah.
The point is that I turned it off as soon as I could. That's the one thing I know. But again, I don't think it's because I don't know how they do it. I don't know what, you know what I mean? So. So tell us about your fucking lame fan service fucking bullshit comic book.
Yeah, my long box is a book that you brought me last week. And you shat on. And I said, you know what?
No.
You could hear it in last week's episode when you were talking about it.
We talked about this.
When you described it, the elevator pitch of what this was, you were talking, and I looked at you, and you said, I know, because I went, I don't know, it sounds like some shit Jake would fuck with. And it is some shit Jake would fuck with. I fuck with this book. Helverine, #1, and I texted you this. It's dope. It is awesome. And you were wrong. You're talking so much shit. And you know what, Tyler?
Nope.
By the end I finished issue #1 in this bad boy, I was like, I want #2 and 3 and 4.
Okay.
I said I want issue 2.
What?
Turn it up. Issue 3.
What?
Issue 5.
What?
And then maybe issue 6.
What?
Depends on where the arc ends.
What about 4?
I don't know how long the series is running. So maybe 7.
What?
Point is, I fuck with it. Tell me what you don't like about it.
No, hang on a second.
Debate.
Hang on a second. I told you when you came down to get the pizza my whole analogy. Okay, and I go back to this a lot on this show because it's to me, a great analogy.
Yeah, talk over my long book. No, I'm kidding. Go ahead. I'm playing.
The Lethal Weapon series on Fox a couple years back was good. But it sucked because you're like, this is a spin-off of the fucking movies, which fucking starred Mel Gibson, by the way. See how we did that?
Whoa. I didn't even, wow. We didn't even plan it.
You're welcome.
That's how in sync we are, man.
Boom.
What was that voice?
I don't know. I don't know, man. It was just that. But
Wolfman Jake.
again, like if they had done that show with those actors and those writers and everything and called it something else and not been Murtaugh and Riggs, it would have been like, oh, that's even cooler because, of course, it would have been a buddy cop show. You know, that's been done. And maybe that's why, so they could get eyes on it, right? But again, the reason why I can't take that show seriously, no matter how much I liked it, is because of how it came to be. Now, I will grant you that there are some fucking sweet-ass fucking pieces of art in this fucking book, dude.
This two-page splash where he calls himself the Helverine. Like, come on, man.
I am all for the fanboy fan service with the, hey, you know what? What if fucking Wolverine and Ghost Rider were the same dude? Oh, you know that I got a chubby, dude. You know that I do. I am, you know what I'm saying? You know that I am geeking out like
Terry,
a fanboy.
Terry, I'm hard as a rock, Terry.
You have any idea how hard that? Yeah, you know what I'm saying, right? Like the fanboy shit.
Like a.
That's why I bought the fucking thing, right?
All right, here we go.
I bought Deadpool and Wolverine #1 because it's like,
Ben
what
Percy,
the?
same guy.
Just,
Isn't it? It says Percy, I think.
I don't know. Maybe.
Let me look at it.
I'm just saying.
Wouldn't be surprised me because Percy's been doing all the Wolverine shit lately.
I'm just saying that and here's the other thing too is that it's not just, hey, we took Wolverine and Ghost Rider and said, what happened if they were the same?
Oh
dude?
no, I want to get to
it's a
that. I want to get to
story.
that. I want to get to that. Can I do my long box now?
Absolutely. Fuck you, dude.
You fucker.
You fucking.
No,
douche.
you always harp on me talking, and you're taking my whole.
No, you're right. But I did want to say,
No, I wanted to have.
in all fairness, yes, I poo-pooed it on it a little bit, but I don't hate it like you think I do.
Yeah, you eating caca
Fucking
crow now.
douche.
Crow
Shut
caca.
the hell up.
Yeah, it is Benjamin Percy.
Yeah, it is. It's right on the cover.
It says Percy. It says
Yeah, you
the other
did.
guy or girl. I don't know if that's a woman. Any Hoosiers.
Hate you.
So you're right. Everything with your analysis.
Yeah.
This is what I say, Tyler. And it's funny enough. It's Helverine that we're talking about this because I think about Ghost Rider: Spirit of Vengeance in this scenario. In a
You
sense,
talking about the movie?
yes,
Okay, that's the second one.
yes.
Okay.
Where it is not a good movie
I
at
only
all.
saw the first
and
one.
every criticism against that movie is correct, but I still enjoy it for the absolute buffoonery that is that movie.
Are the effects any good?
I mean, it's not a good movie all around.
Like, who's all the characters?
The
in it?
only good thing to watch is the absolute devouring of scenery by Nicolas Cage.
Oh.
He's a fucking insane person in that movie, and it's
Right.
so great. No, and I'll tell you, I agree 100%. This is what's everything that's wrong and great about comic books is Helverine #1.
Yeah.
Because it comes packaged as this thing of like, whoa, Ghost, like you said, I got a chubby. It's Ghost Rider Wolverine. I'm fucking hard.
Dude,
and then
describe the little helmet too.
no, the fucking design is insane. It's his adamantium skull with flames coming out the sides to make the cowl wings,
Yeah.
right? Awesome.
I didn't get that
But
till
it
like
ain't-
halfway through
but like
the book.
you said, it ain't Wolverine. It's his son. And by the way, there's even like this. I'll bring it up because this is what makes me chuckled when I read it because you're absolutely right. I don't take Helverine #1 seriously in any stretch because
But you don't need to.
That's what I'm saying. That's what's so great about comic books, and so what's bad about it? It's weighted in this silly canon, but it's written in such a way because Benjamin Percy's a good writer and knows how to write comic books.
I don't know about that.
Wrote it in a way that you don't need that much else knowledge other than, all right, fine, it's Wolverine's son, but he's still a Ghost Rider and it's still fucking cool. And it's someone who's mentioned on the show how much I love horror to have a more like darker horror tone to
there's
it.
some fucking
It's fucking awesome.
illustrations in this book.
But this is my issue with the book where I laughed out loud. Because he gives a full fucking origin, not just of this book, of what the setup is, but his character. But this is my favorite thing. Oh yeah. So I'm alive, but I'm dead. Oh yeah, he died in the middle of the Sabretooth Wars, which is what was going on with Wolverine at the time.
I don't know what that is.
Anyway, but he said, I exist in the state of in-betweenness because Bagragul chose me as its host for eon, blah, blah, blah. But it was summoned to the world and crafted into the first boy named Brahm and later Wolverine. Something happened then. The killing continued. And then it's like, well, let me explain all of what happened in this Ghost Rider Wolverine crossover in like 3 or 4 captions.
Basically.
And then, oh, and by the way, I became the Helverine. And it's like, all right. What everything I love about comics and hate about comics at the same time. But like you said, if you...
Dude, the art in this whole sequence is fucking crazy.
So that 2-plate splash of showing Baba Ghoul and Wolverine...
Right, but the next thing about
Hold on.
All right.
As Wolverine, as the Helverine, fighting Ghost Rider, and then seeing Dakin stitched back together. And like, that won me over. And that's what a good comic book will do.
The art's pretty great.
The writing is still good. Like, I don't think the writing's bad, but I think that it's so cheesy, but the art is so cool that you still buy into it. And that's what everything I love about comic books. I keep going through puberty. And then there's also everything I hate about comic books because I skip a couple pages and I find out, look, Red Hulk's fighting Captain America.
I bought that one.
Because, you know,
I didn't bring it.
You know, that movie's coming out, so we got to sell books to match the movie. Also, something happened with the stapling in this.
Or maybe you just don't know how to hold a fucking comic book.
You know what?
Go back to it. I want to see the part with the fucking crab crawling out of the over there.
So
over there.
Yeah,
that's just fucking crazy.
He talks about how when he is like taken, the demon can sense evil and like is like lured to it, attracted to it. So yeah, he finds these bodies in the lake, and then it's this really cool image. That's fucking crazy. Of him like coming up out of the water as the Helverine and then kicking down the doors. And I'll just say it, I hate Dakin's claws. They're stupid. Yeah. I know you have to make it different than Wolverine. I get it.
Right. But there's like several Wolverine type characters that have the palm claw,
wrist claw, yeah.
Whatever, yeah.
Whatever, yeah.
He's got 2 on the top and 1 on the bottom.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So yeah, he breaks in and sees this guy that like he's responsible for all those girls in the lake, and then when he kills him, it's like his bones are like made in this like weird sculpture with his head on top of it. And like this book is kind of gory, and I love it. And that's just kind of been Percy's style lately, is the goriness of it. So yeah, then this is my favorite part of the book, honestly. So then he goes and talks to Doctor Strange, and yeah, like you and I were talking, we're like, hey, I don't mind killing these people; they're horrible people, but why the fuck am I making them into like sculptures and shit? And it shows like a pentagram and a head is all severed and bodies, and then like all these skeletons are on fire.
We can't do justice. Go buy the book.
Go buy the book. The art's fucking amazing. But when Strange looks into his Dakin's mind, and it's this 1-page splash of this grid of Baba Ghoul's face going on top of Doctor Strange's face, it's just so fucking good, man. So good. And a lot of it is the art. The art is fucking phenomenal, but I don't know what happened. I'm one of the staples.
Oh, I don't give a shit.
But anyway,
one thing
I fucking loved Helverine, Tyler. Yeah. Is what I'm saying, and you're totally wrong. And I want to read number 2. And I'm a trades guy. I'll probably buy the first trade if I really, really like the next few issues. I'll definitely give the next like 2 or 3 issues a shot.
So, one thing I wanted to talk
about
up. The ridiculousness of why I don't buy as many comic books anymore. And the other day, the reason why I bought a couple was because I went in to talk to one of the guys at Jay's, and while I was back there, I'm like, because I had already gotten my pull list. But in this one that you're reading Deadpool and Wolverine number 1, which we'll talk about next week. I noticed as well.
Just kind of flipping through it.
I saw this checklist on one page of Helverine.
Oh, yeah. I saw that too.
And there's only one, and it's for like one company.
Just Marvel, yeah.
It should be just one company, right? But then I started reading all the titles, and I realized that there's only one title on here that isn't an X-Men related title. And it's Avengers, and the description is it's Avengers versus X-Men. So
again?
I don't know. I'm just saying that's why they included Avengers on the X. It should say X, but that's ridiculous. Listen.
Oh, yeah, hold on.
Laura Kinney, Wolverine #1.
Time out.
X-Men #8. Uncanny. What?
I want to see if I have the same list on this.
No, you shouldn't. But
No, hold on. I want to see because there's an X mentions page in this Deadpool Wolverine book. I want to see.
There's a checklist in there. Yeah.
Well, maybe not.
It should be like 4 or 5. Right. Keep going. There should be
isn't
one.
there like a preview?
Keep going. There should be one. Keep going. Keep going, man.
Anyway, what were you saying?
No, just keep going. It's cool.
Just do your thing.
Laura Kinney, Wolverine #1. Okay, what do you have? Is it December 2024?
Oh, yeah. I got January 2025. So.
Okay, so I'll do mine, but I got Laura Kinney, Wolverine, X-Men, Uncanny X-Men, X-Men okay, so that's X-Men 8 and 9. Exceptional X-Men, Psylocke, Storm, Wolverine, X-Factor, Phoenix, X-Force, Mystique, Sentinels, NYX, Dazzler, Time Slide, which is Cable and Bishop, Wolverine Revenge,
Cool name,
Deadpool
by the
Team
way.
Up, Helverine, Sabretooth, The Dead Don't Talk, Avengers 21, which is Avengers vs. X-Men, and Deadpool #9. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 19, 20, 21, 22 times $5.
Whew.
That's $110 every month on fucking one fucking tent pole. I can't imagine what Spider-Man's fucking checklist looks like.
So, January checklist, Deadpool and Wolverine #1, the current book you're reading, is mentioned. Magic #1, Uncanny X-Men #8, Uncanny X-Men #9, X-Men #10, Exceptional X-Men #5, Psylocke #3, Storm #4, Wolverine #5, X-Factor #6, Phoenix #7, X-Force #7, Mystique #4, Sentinels #4, Nyx #7, Laura Kinney Wolverine #2, Cable Love and Chrome #1.
That's NYX, by the way, not Nyx.
Oh,
That's fine.
Helverine #2, Rogue Savage Land #1, Sabretooth The Dead Don't Talk #2. This one made me cackle. Victor Creed's Time Amongst the Gangs of the 1990s.
Yeah.
Who cares? Avengers #22.
Which is?
To gain intel on the next tribulation event, the Avengers must rob the Infinity Casino, and who better to assist than the Black Cat? Is the X-Men involved in that somehow?
Okay, so then
Deadpool #10.
Okay, so then here's
Namor #9.
even worse.
6.
Even worse. This is the entire checklist for Marvel, and they've decided to scrap every other book but Avengers in favor of X books, which I can't imagine. So why is Avengers? You know what I mean? The point is that there's too many fucking X books. Like, it used to be a joke back when there were like 6 of them. That's fucking 20 fucking 2 in 1 month. 20?
That's a shit. Like, that's a
22
crazy
fucking books.
And I know Marvel is not asking you to pay for every book.
Oh, yes it is.
But aren't they? Because they tend to tie this shit in a lot.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
Also, I love that about 15 of those series are limited series that have nothing to do with current continuity.
I guarantee this was just... And it's so silly to me.
That's supposed to be an ongoing series.
Yeah, but this is what's so funny to me.
I'm willing to
Why
bet this
are
is
you
a
waiting
5.
until...
This is a 5.
So, Deadpool and Wolverine came out in July.
Mm.
Deadpool and Wolverine came out on Disney Plus in November.
Mm.
Why are you putting this book out in January of 2025?
I have no idea, but it was fucking rad, and we'll talk about it next week.
That's what I'm bummed out about. Why didn't we like? Because to me, it's like, why don't you guys do what you normally do? That's usually pretty successful for you, and release this when the movie comes out. Because I'm more apt to be like, hey man, I haven't read a Deadpool.
I just burp on the phone. I don't give a shit.
I haven't read a Deadpool book in a while. I haven't read a Wolverine book in a while. You know.
I haven't read. Wait, get it out. Get out the thing. Get out the thing.
Oh.
Get it out. Get out the soundboard. I haven't read a Wolverine book in a while.
I was finishing my point.
All right.
God dang it.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Did you lose it? We can go back and because we recorded it.
No, man.
Go ahead.
It's principle. One thing I forgot to mention about Marvel Rivals, and I'm going to tie back into this.
What? Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, like, the importance of adaptations and shit. Because I've been maining Moon Knight and Venom and stuff, I haven't read that much Moon Knight in a while at all, really. And as playing that character, a bunch of Marvel Rivals, I'm like, I want to read a Moon Knight book. I haven't read a Moon Knight book.
I've never really read Moon Knight books.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. That's the genius of it. It's like in that moment, I was like, damn, they got me. Because now I'm like, I want to read more Moon Knight because I'm good at this character in this video game.
Can I tell you a secret about some comic books? And this is going to hurt.
It's all capitalism.
No.
All cash grabs.
Sure. I mean, you're not wrong.
Most of them.
No, just stop trying to guess what I'm going to say. No, you got the soundboard ready?
Yeah.
I haven't read a Wolverine book.
What?
I haven't read a Deadpool book.
What?
I haven't read a Sabretooth book.
What?
I haven't read an X-Men book.
What?
I haven't read an Avengers book.
What?
I haven't read a Phoenix book.
What?
Let me end it with the Skeletor. You always end it with the Skeletor.
Do
Right? I mean, you should.
What?
There you go.
What'd you forget to tell me about?
Moon Knight, there's a lot of like characters, comic book characters that are really cool, and I could give two shits if their books are good or not because they're just cool. And Moon Knight's one of them.
Yeah.
Like I hear about like, oh, one of the cool things about his book is how they process and how they deal with mental health.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like, I don't fucking care. He's just cool looking.
Oh, Tyler, when you can do your ultimate move in that game, it is amazing because it's
Is that the cheat move?
it's the super move. But
Is that the Tyler
what I love
playing
about
Madden
that game,
move?
What I love about that game is when you activate them, they usually always like, and I want to get some of these sound bites for the board, but they always say a phrase or whatever. And his is great because it's always like when you hit that, it goes, "The moon haunts you," and it's always funny because you're like, "Who said that? Whose guy? Is it our guy? Or is it you? Or is it him?" And then it's always funny, and then you just like, one of the cool things about that game, and why I love about New Moon Knight 2, is sometimes when you revive, you'll hear Khonshu's voice. It'll say, "Arise, my fist." I mean, the fist of Khonshu. What a name!
Arise, chicken. Arise. That's from Aqua Teen Hunger. Off panel, off topic with Jake and Tyler.